when you took these other jobs that were tangential, they were sales positions, but you did it so that you could kind of have an introduction into this space in a different way. How was that able to actually translate for you to get this job? Did you have a portfolio? Were you like kind of pitching that out? I'm curious about how you got the job, and then now the day-to-day of the job. Like, is it that you get a project from a client and then you guys are like starting storyboarding, ideation? I would just love to know what the actual process is like.
Yeah, so when I applied for my first design studio, so not my current one, but similar process, I went ahead and I already had a few classes under my belt, so of course I added that to my resume. And then I also did a lot of those design challenges on Spoke, so I would send them those. I would also send them my classwork, and I think that ultimately helped build a portfolio for me a little bit. So they kind of saw a little bit of what I could do. And then I told them, hey, I'm taking AutoCAD, like I'm going to be learning how to use this software program so that I can use it with you guys as well. And so my first job, it was more like design assistant administrative rather than like doing the design work. So that was a little bit easier. I mean, I still went in, I interviewed with them, I told them about sort of my process, my favorite designers, etc. With the current job that I have, they wanted me to do a test. And so I ended up doing they sent me like all the specifications. They wanted me to draw an elevation in AutoCAD, which is just like, if you're looking at like a vanity or something, it'd be like straight on versus like a plan view that's a bird's eye view.
Okay.
So they wanted me to draw this elevation of this vanity, and so they gave me the specs, and they told me like, hey, we want to use these specific knobs, and we want to use this, and here are the dimensions. Okay, here it is. And so I went ahead and I drew that and sent it to them the next morning. And I was a little afraid, but I was like, I got this. I was like, I can do this.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's something called, so when you're drawing, it's all, again, like line work in this AutoCAD program. There's something called blocks. And like when you're, let's say, buying a faucet or like, what else? Any sort of like plumbing appliance, like you can usually find on that person's website, they'll have a file for AutoCAD and it's called a block so that you don't have to draw this really intricate, detailed piece.
Okay.
So I brought in exactly the like sink that they wanted so that it matched, you know, their specifications. I added my little like own sort of element, my design elements to it. And I think the one thing they always still talk about, which I think is hilarious, and I didn't think much of it at the time, was I drew in a perfume bottle and I zoomed in and I wrote out like Le Labo on it, just like for fun, not
so
thinking
funny.
that they would, actually like look at that. Cause when you zoom out, like you
wouldn't be
actually
able to
like,
see it.
no. But I guess they had like, cause I sent them the file and a PDF. So I guess they went into the file and like really zoomed in. And then they saw that and they said like that immediately right away like made them laugh, and it was like a cute sort of like nod to just like your own sort of style. Not that you'd really ever do that in like a real client project, but I was like, for fun, like this is just like a test.
Yeah, like attention to detail.
Yeah, attention to detail, exactly. So like adding your own little flair to it.